What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Not There Yet, the Shan series, starting wow. So, I know y'all looking like I know this girl that make a whole new video intro. She ain't been on YouTube that long. Y'all, it's just been so much going on, so many things have happened. I've had so many new changes, and, I felt like with everything I've been through, I felt like that was actually probably my first original introduction. But I changed. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go affirmation because it kind of vibes a little more. But now, this one, we going to be all right. All right. So, let's pick up where I last left off when I was talking about law school and things like that. Okay. So, last time I came to y'all, I was telling y'all I was going to Tennessee State. I was in the accelerated MBA program. Baby, withdrew. Now, I am not a quitter, but you got to know when the battle is too big for you. A program ain't finna be hard and boring. Like, who does that? Okay, now, but I did enjoy my teachers. I enjoyed the people I met, all that. So I don't regret any of that. Now, I changed my major. Everybody know I'm for changing my major. I changed to Master's in Criminal Justice because it's more for what I want to do. Even though I do want to be a lawyer, I also want to be an adjunct professor while I'm getting my law degree and after I get my law degree because I feel like I need to educate the next generation of kids coming up behind me because I ain't going to live forever. And why not? Okay, so I transferred to Southern University in New Orleans. That is one of the satellite campuses for the Southern University. Baby, now, I did a little homework, so I was wondering why they had satellite campuses because and all that. Cause I'm like, what was the reason? But I ain't gonna lie, Southern got it right. Among all the other stuff that be going on in their school, they got that right because they got the Southern University Shreveport, Louisiana campus, baby. That one right there, it's for like the community college. Then you got the one in Baton Rouge, the OG. Well, Suno was the original OG because I was like, let me look up the history of my school. I'm a history buff. I love HBCUs. I love that they produce all excellent black career people. Like, come on now, like doctors, lawyers, teachers, nurses, all that. So I'm like, okay, let's see. So come to find out that Suno was the original campus for Southern University. But they need to put in the rural area to educate black people, which is why they put in Scotlandville in Baton Rouge. I'm like, okay. All right. I rock with that. Okay. So, I ain't gonna lie, the first half of the semester was kind of rough. The work itself wasn't hard, but my teacher that was not black, I had to point it out. Because the black teachers went on to grade their stuff. That teacher that was a foreigner did not grade stuff. And I'm like, why would you not do that, babe? I'm trying to get these grades. I got an A in my first class. Let's see what I got in yours. Because I'm a person where if I need to be retaking this class, I need to get ahead of that. But I think I did well, I'm not going to even speak the negativity into my life. We're going to get through this. Okay. So, I got everything on my iPad because, gotta bring the iPad. All right. So, only reason I transferred from Tennessee State, because there's nothing wrong with Tennessee State. Let me say it again. Baby, I love TSU. There's nothing wrong with the Big Blue. That was my fault because I did my financial aid late and got purged out my classes. And Southern was my next option. But the only reason it was my second option was because I didn't want to take stats. And I'm like, at this point, I can't get around the class. So you may as well take the class and get it over with. You're going to cry now. Okay. So, am I still on track for graduation? Yes, I'm actually going to be finished with classes in December, but I'm graduating in May because Suno doesn't do fall commissions. That's cool. They give me time to do what I got to do. Baby, look, I saw the dress I wanted, and your girl that got big. Like, I knew I was big, but I think it take you to take a picture to see it. I went to this masquerade ball this weekend that just passed, and I was like, oh my God, girl, you sure and you style. Girl, no ma'am, you like a little teapot. I'm like, girl, you got to get your life together because... Baby, I've never been a big girl. Like, growing up, I've always been average size. That's always been my thing. Never been too big, never been too little. I was just like, it's a perfect medium for me because I got a big head. I can't be skinny. So anyway, I was like, man, I can't believe you getting all this way, bro. Well, you should have took your life back when you got off that birth control. But it is what it is. We regret and I think things happen. And I ain't gonna lie, being big made me a lot more compassionate because I thought weight loss was one size fit all. It is not. Let me tell you, it is not. And that's okay. All right. Next thing, will I take the LSAT again? Yes, I have to. I'm gonna be a lawyer here. Now there are other alternatives. Like you got the JD next, you got the GRE. Now all law schools don't take the GREs as an alternative, but I just feel like that's to increase my chances. I'm just gonna take the LSAT and the GRE. And if the school have offered the JD next as an option, take that too. Like this is some money line. Law school ain't cheap. I told y'all. Application fees if they got it. Seat deposits. Think about all the stuff you gotta do before you even apply to law school. All that money. Then think about stuff you gotta do if you gotta move and things like that. It's just so much. Okay. Then I looked up what I should I looked up the JD next and I looked up the GRE. Now before I get into that, let me tell you where your girl been working. Baby, can you believe I work in corrections? Baby, let me tell you something. Anybody that knows me say I always say if you catch me working at the prison, I am broke. I am. But I'm not broke. I'm not like in my weak thing, I was just like, I'm like, bro, I got a degree, I got to make some money here. Because I didn't get all this debt to not be able to pay it back at some point. Like, I'm not going to be doing that monthly payment crap, because that's how it gets you. Nope. When I get into my law career real good, I would tell them to practice some little boring ass like tax law, get them big figures, and I'm going to pay off one big lump sum called day. All right. But anyway, so, JD next. So, it's an 8-week online legal preparation course and assessment designed as an alternative to the LSAT. I'm thinking it's not gonna be like the LSAT. Wrong. 8 weeks. I better get a law school with these rates. Okay, so at the time I had chose GSU for the law school I want to go to, but I like GSU. I think it'll be okay, but I feel like the kind of person I am, I have to be at HBCU. And I know y'all thinking like, well, how you gonna know how to be around white people? I do not have a problem with white people outside them doing their usual white crap, but you know. I'm a person where, one, I know how to be around all kind of people. And being at HBCU did not teach me how to only be around black people. It taught me how to be around everybody. Because I learned things from the black point and I learned things from the white point. First, when I went to the PWI, I could only see things from the white point. Because when you at the PWI, you have to be considerate versus you have to be considerate of the crowd that you're entertaining versus at HBCU, you can speak the truth and you don't have to worry about too much. That is why I chose my HBCU, the 5th oldest HBCU in the nation and the only HBCU in Memphis, none other than D. Lamont College, and I regret nothing about it. And I dare anybody to go to me, telling me, oh, that's just a little low-level HBCU, baby. That HBCU gave me a quality education. I've met some great people. Now I've met some great instructors. And I promise you, without them, I would not have my degree. But anywho, enough of that. Because, the hell? All right, so everybody know what the GRE is. You know, it's just a graduate entrance test that most programs take. Now, I don't deal with schools that require you to take GRE because I feel like if I got a 3.14 undergraduate GPA and y'all on the ask for a 2.75 to get into grad school, what is this for? Let's just go balance it out, you know, then that's different. But I would just rather write a letter of intent and call it a day. You know, okay. So, at the time, like I told y'all, I had chose GSU, but I narrowed the list down. You know, last time I said I narrowed the list down, but I had to really think about, like, cost. Remember, I always told you, it's cost of living, a bunch of other factors you have to think about. I had to consider that, so these are the schools. Drum roll, please. GSU Law. NCCU, which is my really top pick. I want to go to that school so bad. But I'm going to go down there doing homecoming G-Ho so I can view the campus, you know, catch a vibe on it because I feel like all of that matters when you're picking a school because you're not going to just be doing all your time in school. So even though I'm going to be a professional student, I need to know that. Okay. So anyway, the girl wants school of law, baby. I love Houston. I've loved Houston since I was 9 years old. And you got UDC, University of DC, David A. Clark School of Law, and you got UGA. They say UGA is a really good school. So I always said that if I couldn't get to HBCU law school, that I need to be getting in one of the best white damn schools, you know. I need to be able to ease my pain, you know. It'll make me a lot less sad. Because I don't have time for these colors only clubs, baby. I cannot. But anyway, when will I tour the schools? Well, like I said, I'm going to do NCCU during homecoming week, obviously. UGA, I'm gonna go in June. I'm trying to see GSU the same week. Third go to school of law. I probably gonna try to see that during the summer soon. Most of these are drivable, so I can just make a weekend out of it, or go during the week or whatever. However I decide to do that. And UDC, I ain't gonna lie, Howard is one of my picks, but I just feel like I feel like I could get into Howard, but I don't think I would get the scholarship money I have because I have a low undergraduate GPA. Even though I'm considered competitive, if I'm comparing myself to them, they could go either way. So I would just have to kind of see, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna count myself out. But if I get into Howard, yeah. Okay, anything new in my personal life? Yes. I have gotten back with my first love. Can you people believe it? Baby, if you knew the story behind our love and all that, you'd be like, I can't believe y'all crazy motherfuckers back together. We ain't do nothing too crazy, just two crazy kids in love. Things didn't work out, we just eventually ended up back together. Now I will say this. I shot my shot to get back together, and I know most women wouldn't do that, but I ain't gonna lie. He did shoot his shot multiple times first. I ain't gonna lie, I would have gave up on me too. Like, you gonna keep telling me the hell. But I will say this. I love him. I can't believe it. I can't believe we back together. I always pray we would get back together. And I know he never believes myself, but I always pray for him. Because even though I was telling people that he was going to be with the Lord, I know that ain't right, y'all. I know that ain't right. But people want to stop asking me about him. So that's why I kept telling people that, because I'm like, I'm telling you, we are not together. We just didn't work out. Y'all can't, nobody respected my feelings. I'm like, baby, I'm up here ugly crying 8 hours a day, 8 to 4, because we broke up. Like, baby, that's the only man I ever loved. So I'm like, I am taking it hard. And anyway, that's enough of that. I just can't believe people just won't respect my wishes. I just started telling people he was going to be with the Lord. So anyway, and yes, oh my God, okay. So also, I want to let y'all know that one of the reasons that I hadn't, been doing videos was because I had been battling with some real bad seasons of depression, and I am a true advocate for mental health. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have not always been this way. I always felt like depression was a luxury of the rich, and niggas can't afford to be depressed. Now, I know that sounds ignorant, but you learn, you live and you learn. Okay. So I started going to therapy. Jared Davis was my favorite therapist of mine. He was a man. I know most people wouldn't be comfortable with having a male therapist, but with me, I know with women at the time, they would baby my feelings, and I needed. That's why I asked a man, because men were always more cold blooded with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a male therapist because he gonna keep it real, and he did. He was cool. He was really nice. I just couldn't afford his out of pocket rate, which he ain't too expensive, but I just couldn't afford it what I was making. But now I can, so I'm gonna end up going back to him, and I had some other therapists. I just went with whoever was provided to me. And I will say, the women therapists I had, baby, played no games with my ass. Baby, especially the one I had at Lemoore, I can't remember that lady's name for nothing. But baby, let me tell you something. She was like, cause I was with this other guy. And I remember she was like, why do you have to give him all the power? She was like, cause I think I had been coming to her like a couple weeks. And she was like, well, Shannon, we've been here for like a couple weeks, couple sessions. She said, can I keep it real with you? I said, girl, you could have been doing that from day one. She said, oh, cool. So let's. I said to myself, oh shit, she would tear my ass up. She said, but you can dump him. She said, because why are you dealing with that? You don't have to deal with this. You're making your life harder than it gotta be. And I'm like, damn, she ate. But she said some other stuff, but she ate my ass up. Like, I'm like, I hate that she right, because I feel that she ate. Baby, she ate my ass up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and supper, and had a snack on the side. I'm like, okay, all right. So I hit up that. Okay, took my time to be single. Then, yeah, because I'm sorry, we're not bringing no trauma from the last relationship into this. Because, baby, I do not plan on wasting no time. These are my 30s. I'm 31, by the way. I am not spending my 30s hopping from relationship to relationship, baby. That's what you do in your 20s. Now, I know everything ain't gonna work out in your 30s either, but I'm pretty sure about this one. Okay. But so, yeah, I'm going to tell y'all something that's completely off the record from the video. It's okay to get help. I know people will make a mockery of therapy, be funny, be like, why do you need therapy? You got Jesus. Baby, Jesus is going to tell your ass to go to therapy. Jesus is giving you the tools to go to therapy. Why are you not using them? So, it's okay to know that something is not right and you need some help. Now, do not go in there telling them folks you want to off yourself because your ass is getting committed. If that extra how long it's been and you said 2 weeks, you're out of here. You're out. But anyway, that is all for now. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.